Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan says that he will be sending troops to Libya after a request from the internationally recognised government. Turkey says it wants to support the Tripoli-based administration, which has been under a months-long offensive by forces loyal to the warlord Khalifa Haftar. President Erdogan also says that he'll present a bill on the deployment to Parliament when it reconvenes in January.
From the beginning, we have objected to the coup perpetrated by the retired general against the lawful government. We provided and are still providing assistance to Libya's legitimate government against the coup plotter, who is receiving support from certain European states. Libya is a neighbouring country, as we share maritime borderlines in the Mediterranean Sea. Once the Parliament comes into session, we will present the proposal for dispatching Turkish troops to Libya based on the Security Cooperation Agreement. Once endorsed by the Parliament, we will be able to effectively back the legitimate government. Some states who support the coup general with their jet fighters, tanks and militia object to this move and criticise Turkey because of it.
Mahmoud Abdelwahed is standing by for us in the Libyan capital Tripoli. But first, let's speak to Mohammed Adow in Antakya in Turkey. And what President Erdogan wants, President Erdogan normally gets, but he does need to go through the procedure and he needs his decision ratified by Parliament. Just talk us through the process before those troops can be sent.
Well, yes, Suhail, he seems to have set his mind on deploying troops to Libya, and he's already made some progress in that sense, getting approval last week in Parliament for the military cooperation agreement between Libya and Turkey, and now it has to go back to Parliament. Of course, this will happen only when they get a formal request from the government in Tripoli for the deployment of troops. And then Parliament will have to take a vote, and not just take a vote, but also map out the mandate of the troops, exactly what they will be doing in Libya and what their the parameters for operation would be. So it's said to be more or less a formal matter. It's going to be presented in Parliament and it's expected to sail through. So it looks as if Turkey will, after all, after that vote, deploy troops to Libya. And that is angering a lot of countries, particularly Greece, especially at a time of rising tensions over energy deposits in the Eastern Mediterranean Sea.
Indeed, we'll of course, follow events from Antakya and, of course, the capital, Ankara as well. Mohammed Adow, let's cross over the Mediterranean to Mahmoud Abdelwahed, who's actually in Tripoli. And, of course, this news will be encouraging for Prime Minister al-Serraj. Mahmoud, he obviously is finding it difficult to hold on to territory. But how will sort of Turkish troops help when they do come? Because, obviously, as Mohammed Adow said, the parameters around their operation and their deployment will be very important.
Well, definitely. It's very important because it will most probably make a change on the ground in terms of defending the capital, Tripoli, against the military offensive by Haftar's forces. Remember, Suhail, that we spoke to many military commanders with the GNA, the Government of National Accord. They say that Haftar's forces have been recently advancing on the ground, taking control of strategic locations in southern Tripoli, including military camps, and yesterday they took control of the police academy in southern Tripoli, and they have proceeded towards the migration authority compound. And that's near Salahuddin neighborhood, which is very strategic, because if they take control of Salahuddin neighborhood, then they can very easily proceed towards the capital city center. There are concerns with the military commanders on the ground are very much concerned about the Russian assistance to Haftar's forces. As you know, Suhail, that Russian mercenaries belonging to the Wagner company have been leading the Haftar's forces battles to take control of these strategic locations in southern Tripoli. But as you know, that Turkey wants an official request from the Government of National Accord, which is the legitimate body in Libya. As you know, that the military and security cooperation agreement or memorandum of understanding that was signed between Turkey and Libya the last month does not entail sending troops. That is why President Erdogan is asking for an official request from the GNA, the Government of National Accord, before he can proceed and set this on top of the parliament to be endorsed by the parliament in Turkey. But in all cases, we know that there have been Turkish advanced weapons on the front lines here in Libya by virtue of the military agreement that was signed the last month. But concerning sending troops, an official request from the Government of National Accord is a must, and Turkish troops on the ground in Libya can definitely make a change on the ground. Suhail.
Well, indeed, we shall continue to monitor events both in Tripoli and from Ankara. For the moment, Mahmoud, thank you.